Hi, my name's Walter Montero. I'm a real estate and mortgage agent here in Cambridge, Ontario, and I've had the privilege of serving our community since 1987. Over the years, I've met some great people here in our community in many different businesses and walks of life. Some, of course, are well known, and others are some of the best kept secrets in town. So the purpose of this podcast is to share and introduce them to you. Welcome to the I Love Cambridge podcast. Your name is Michelle Baril. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Yeah.
That's a great name for somebody in the beer business.
It's true. I need to change the spelling.
So you're from Four Fathers Breweries?
Yeah.
In Hespeler, Ontario, or Cambridge, Ontario, I guess. But if you're
Hespeler Village, if you're from
Hespeler
there.
Village, that's right. That's right. Very good. Very good. So tell us a little bit about what's going on up there. How are things going? How are you guys coping with COVID and all that kind of stuff?
Good. Yeah. So COVID put a wrench into a lot of plans, but we actually were really lucky because we never got completely shut down. Our tap room did. So we couldn't have any in-house diners, but our online sales grew like exponentially. It was awesome. And we got a lot of support from the community too, which was wonderful. There was a lot of home delivery and all of that stuff that was really great because everybody kind of stopped going to the big guys and started coming to the little guys.
Yep.
So we're still offering all of our same day 5 days a week, same day delivery. And now that dining rooms got the okay into stage 3, we're slowly starting to welcome everybody back, which is nice.
Very good. Very good. So you guys are opened up inside now as well then?
Yeah. So our retail shop was open throughout COVID.
Yep.
And then, as of, I guess it was 2 Fridays ago, we opened our main tap room, which was wonderful. And then this Friday, August 7th, we are opening our upstairs event space. So for the last year or so, we've been doing weddings and private functions up there. And now we're kind of rolling and kind of bringing the community in. So we've got Lucas Stagg, a Toronto musician there to kind of do our little grand opening.
Yep.
And just welcoming people back.
Very good. That's excellent. So how long has Four Fathers been around? What's what kind of timeline are we looking at now? It seems like a bit now.
Yeah, I think in their current space on Guelph Street there, about 2 years or so. And I think it's probably been 4, 5, since they started. So they started brewing beer in one of the owners' barns.
Yep.
And it kind of took off.
Very good. Very good. So tell us a little bit about the beers. They're a little bit different. I've had them and I really like them. But give our listeners a little bit of a rundown on the different types of beers that you got.
Yeah, so we've got our core 4 beers, our Shevchenko 9, which is our European dark lager. Mm-hmm. It's really good. It's named after a Ukrainian soccer player. And a dark beer, but really crushable. We've got our It Takes a Village lager, which is our lightest drinking one and probably the best seller. It's kind of Hespeler's favorite right now.
Okay.
It's a starter IPA, is a session IPA. It's my personal favorite. So it's lighter on the IPA side, so you don't get the big hot punch in the face or any bitterness afterwards. Yep. And then we've got our New World Pilsner, which is a staple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my camera just crashed, so just give me a second.
There's a weird black thing on it.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Hold on, let me switch cameras here, and then maybe there you go. It's not as good a quality, but it is what it is. Okay. Anyway, very good. And now you guys got something going on with events and weddings and some sort of micro events. What can you tell me about that?
That's more my wheelhouse.
Okay.
I can tell you lots. So I came on board with the brewery late December, kind of early January. Okay. And so we do I handle all the venue management there. But with COVID and everything, we noticed a ton. Like April was crazy with a lot of our couples having to move. So we had May, June, July weddings that all have to move to 2021 or later in this year. And it was a mess and kind of everybody was super stressed. Yeah. So we created a micro wedding package. Basically, it emulates an all-inclusive vacation. So your photographer, officiant, all your wedding must-haves are all included. And it gives people the option, one, to get married this year when they planned it, but more of a more intimate environment, I guess. So we're hosting anywhere from 10 to 50 people, because we can have a maximum 50 right now with the restrictions, and are taking care of everything. So people book a day and a time. They're all listed on the site, and then we take care of decor, food, bar if they want it, and all the other vendors that come with the wedding stuff. So you only have to worry about booking one place, and then everything else is handled.
That sounds really cool.
It's been awesome. We did our first, it was kind of like a mini micro wedding with, there were 11 or 13 people on July 18th. It was great. They had, because we get a lot of stories, like I've been talking to couples for the last 3 months just about, oh, we had a destination wedding booked and all of this stuff, and everybody had these huge plans for 150, 200 person wedding that I don't think we're going to see for a long time.
I agree with you.
So this couple, they had destination wedding booked. It didn't work out, and they were super laid back, and they're just like, hey, we want to celebrate with our closest family. So we did a mini micro wedding for them. They had their officiant there plus them. They did a little ceremony, and then they were able to celebrate with their 10 people, and then we hooked up Zoom for them, and they did like a mini receiving line. So
that's great.
Across the ceremony, and then they got to get all the messages from their extended family and friends, which was really cool.
Very neat. So quite the sign of the times, isn't it? Wow.
Virtual weddings.
Yes, that's wild. Okay, very good. And so have you guys been coming to the rescue on a lot of these weddings that have sort of had the wheels fall off, or?
I don't know about coming to the rescue. So the couples that we had booked previously, we've been really lucky. I work hand in hand with the Elegant Catering and Events. And so all the stuff we've booked kind of earlier, we were able to move. So we didn't get a lot of the cancellations that a lot of venues did get. We were able to push them to 2021 and 2022 in some cases. But yeah, the people who have destination weddings, everything, like they didn't even have an option to move. So other venues in the area, it's kind of, they're in the same boat as us. Like, no problem, we can move you next year. But a lot of these other couples, they're like, now what? So that's what we're kind of hoping to do with these packages. So our first official day will be October 17th of this year. And currently we launched it last week. I've got 2 couples already booked in, which is great. Our goal is to have 3 a day. We have room to do 4 or 5. But the last thing we want to do is mess up a wedding. So we're going to start small and build it up.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, it's certainly been an interesting year for those things. That's for sure. Yeah,
and it's sad because I know that there's a ton of people affected. Like, we're not on the front line saving lives like our doctors and nurses. But there's these people who've had their heart set, like they've been planning their big day for a month. And to some people, they're like, it's just a wedding, it's no big deal. And to other people, it's like, I've been dreaming about this since I was 3. And so we've got a huge scale of people, but I just want to make sure everybody's comfortable. And I figured these mini weddings are the best way to do that, because we can take, like, we have worked with so many great vendors and stuff across the board. And I personally like to work with a lot of local people. And with those connections, it's way easier to say, hey, if you have a date, let me take care of it for you. And then you just have to show up.
Awesome.
Yeah,
very good. Very good. So tell me about your hours of operation. Are you guys back to full capacity in terms of your hours or not?
Yes and no. So I think we're 11 until 9 throughout the week. And then around 11 till 11 Fridays and Saturdays. It's not an official like closing time. Our kitchen's open until about 9. So you get food till 9. And then kind of as the night slows down, we'll shut down the tap room.
Very good. Now you guys have had, other than today, of course, or the last couple of days, you've certainly had the weather on your side.
Oh yeah, it's been great. And then we were allowed, so we had a tiny patio to start. And then when stage 2 opened and patios got okay, we were able to extend out front. So we've got a mini beer garden out there, which is awesome in the like Fridays and Saturdays, if you just want to pop in for a quick beer, it's a cool
Yep.
spot. It's hot, but it's
Yep.
a nice little area.
Awesome. Very good. Well, I drive by there all the time, so I'm going to have to make a point of stopping in.
For sure. Well, the beer's cold, so that's
Yes, that's for sure. Very good. So how did you get involved with Four Fathers? Where do you fit in here?
So I started, that's a really good question. I don't even know how to answer. I've always had a thing for events. So I started kind of doing corporate events and stuff like that. I was with Bingaman's for a while.
Okay.
And I come from a pub background. So I managed a pub in Guelph for probably about 7 years.
Okay.
So kind of hospitality is something I've always done.
Sure.
And with Bingaman's, I started rolling with corporate and then got thrown into weddings, and it's just kind of evolved. And the brewery's a great spot, and it's a startup, and that's kind of what I like. So kind of from the ground up, I get to build the role and kind of bring Forefathers vision into our weddings and events and all of that kind of stuff. So
Excellent.
Again, local is super important to Forefathers. Charity work is super important. So I'm trying to bring all of that into the stuff that we do, whether, because we've done the Black is Beautiful beer. We do charity beers every quarter. So really working on pushing that agenda and keeping the people, like our regular and local clientele are always your most important.
Sure.
The province has been, like, everybody ordering from all over the map has been great, helping us out through COVID. So we just want to give back that way.
Good for you guys. That's awesome. So now let me ask you, with regards to the distribution, are you guys strictly distributing on your own, or are there other distributors for your product, or no?
Yeah, so we do local delivery. So I think KW, Cambridge, Guelph, we've gone up to Elora and Fergus. And then anything else, we were with Canada Post for a while.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly who they moved to now.
Okay.
Swift, it might be Swift. But anything kind of outside of our local thing. So our sales guys drive everything for the day of delivery. And then anything outside of that, we outsource.
Okay. Anything out of province, or are you guys strictly in Ontario?
I think, no, we've done some out of province stuff.
Okay.
Not a lot of it, but we've done some.
Good. Okay. And is Forefathers tapping into some of the other pubs as sort of their main microbrewery, or not?
I don't know if we have an official tap anywhere. We're in a lot of local places.
Yep.
So our sales guy, again, we've got taps in a few places in Kitchener and Guelph and Cambridge, obviously. But as places open up, like, craft beer is the direction everybody is going, right? Like, the big guys aren't as everywhere as they used to be. And everybody's looking for a brand new beer. And our head brewer, Curtis, is awesome at coming up with these recipes and all that stuff and keeping everything fresh. So the core four that I mentioned are great, but he's always got new beers coming down the pipeline, which a lot of local places will be grabbing and all of that kind of stuff. And we're also in a bunch of beer and grocery stores as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Now, what's your favorite?
My favorite beer?
Yeah.
Well, of the core four, I like the starter IPA.
Okay.
And we just brewed, it's sold out now, but I hope he brews it again, a IPA with spruce needles. It was called Spruce Juice, and it was phenomenal. I think it's my favorite one from him I've tried. Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Good. Now, in terms of inside the restaurant, what kind of foods are normally sold inside the restaurant?
We've got a lot of handheld stuff. So burgers and sandwiches were your place to go. Our chef is super talented. All the food's really good. We condensed our menu a bit once when COVID hit and we were allowed to reopen, just because our capacity is a little bit limited. But yeah, for anyone who wants to come by for a bite to eat, the chicken sandwich is probably the top seller and one of the best.
Okay.
And then they're also really creative back there. So they do weekly sandwich, burger, and flatbread features.
Very good.
So they're always announced on Instagram.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, with regards to your patio, I mean, not spending any time there. That's why I'm asking the question. Is it sheltered, or is weather permitting? What's the situation there?
Both, kind of. So sheltered for a sun. It's a sun shelter.
Yep.
So if you sit out there, you're going to get wet.
Yep.
But
Okay.
it is pretty shaded.
But it is shady. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Well, that's great. So now let me ask you, is there any question that I didn't ask you that I should have, or anything that you want to make sure that people know about Four Fathers?
I don't think so. Just, I guess, that we're constantly growing.
Yep.
We're always looking, because that space is so huge, like the downstairs, the upstairs, everything, right? We've got a lot of room.
Yep.
And we're always looking for new partnerships. We do a lot with the Crummy Cookie Dough ladies out of Waterloo.
Okay.
Hitchhiker Lemonade out of, I think they're out of Guelph. So they're in our retail shop.
Yep.
I know our brewers always looking for people to collab with, to do some cool new beers. So
Good.
Local partnerships are kind of our main thing, and we just really want to build those relationships.
Awesome. And now you mentioned something about same day delivery, right?
Yes. So if you order by noon, you'll have it that afternoon. Say you put your order in at 2:00, it'll be on the truck the next day.
And there's a minimum order, I would imagine, right?
I think it's $30 or $35. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
so about 12 pack.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. All right. And you're on Guelph Ave.
Yeah, 125 Guelph Ave.
Okay.
Just down from the main drag in Hespeler.
Yep.
Hespeler.
Perfect. Right near the river.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. And website?
Yes, fourfathersbrewing.ca.
Okay.
And then our Instagram handle is just at the number 4 Fathers Brewing.
Okay, excellent. Very good. Well, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. And, it took us a couple of tries, but I'm glad we made it.
Yes, me too.
All right. Awesome. You have a great day.
Thanks, you too.